Well guys, as you know, the exchanges are the integral part of this cryptocurrency space, because without exchanges there'll be no trading, so there'll be no transfer of value. And how somebody can actually buy a cryptocurrency, this only happens through cryptocurrency exchanges. But also the exchanges are the place where the prices are manipulative. So as you can see that recently there has been a kind of a price drop, right, since yesterday, all the way from $7,500 to $6,784, and the overall market cap has gone down a little bit. And the major, this is just my opinion, I think the major reason for that is the recent CFTC has demanded the trading data from all the exchanges, because the manipulation of the price happens on the exchanges when the high order buy or high order sell happens, right? So the CFTC is looking for the data from all the exchanges as to find out where actually the manipulation is happening. Who are these whale? Is this a cartel? What exactly? Which is good in a way, because if they are really able to track as to how the manipulation really works, probably they will be able to fix it, right? And there have been some rules and regulations which also have come up in Canada with regards to the same. So anything I do want to talk about separately, but anything about $10,000 transaction, they really need to see who did the transaction, why did the transaction happen. So this way the price manipulation can be avoided, and so that Bitcoin and cryptocurrencies can have its natural price growth like how it should have, instead of being the victim of these whales. But so as we spoke, that the cryptocurrency exchange are an integral part of the cryptocurrency space right now. So and they are making actually millions of profits every day, because there is billions of transactions volume happening every day. So there's an article which I really found, which is on usethebitcoin.com, which says which are the most profitable cryptocurrency exchanges. And this is no shocking at all. This is no surprise. Binance is the #1 exchange, which has been the most profitable exchange. Of course, you recently heard the news that they are making so much of revenue. Can you see the amount of revenue that they're making? Crypto exchanges trading revenue per day, it's huge. $3.48 million revenue. Crazy. In fact, they went on to beat the Deutsche Bank. Binance actually beat the Deutsche Bank in terms of profitability. You know, if you look at the banking model and the cryptocurrency exchanges model, they are not very similar, but that is what they do. They are intermediaries, right? Just like how banks are intermediaries between for us. Similarly, the cryptocurrency exchanges are also intermediaries. The cryptocurrency exchanges earn their profit whenever somebody trades by charging them some trading fee, right? And so they have been able to, the trading volume, the revenue from the trading fee is quite larger than the bank, which is huge. So cryptocurrency exchanges clearly are beating banks, and this is an exciting model. And the people who got started into this space early, they have taken the advantage. Of course, if you are able to keep up with yourself with the space, of course there is, and that is what Binance did, right? So there is a highest profitable cryptocurrency exchange today. Then there is Upbit, Huobi, Bittrex, and you have the chart as to how much money every exchange is making. So which is quite interesting, to be honest. So if there are some entrepreneurs watching these videos, maybe this is an interesting data for you to maybe think of starting up an exchange. This is quite interesting that I found, which is the co-founder of Apple, Wozniak. He said that he wants the Bitcoin to rule the world. Now this is very ironic. Recently, so he has mentioned, by the way, he's mentioned a lot of good words about Bitcoin. He said that only Bitcoin is pure digital gold, right here, as you can see. And the reason he says that is Bitcoin is mathematically defined. There is a certain quantity of Bitcoin. There is a way it's distributed, but it's pure, and there is no human running. That's for sure. There is no company running, and it's just growing and surviving. That to me say something that is natural, and nature is more important than all human conventions, right? What is interesting about this is it was the same guy, Wozniak, who actually sold all his Bitcoin back in November or December. And the reason he sold it, because he said that one of the reasons that he didn't believe in the Bitcoin thing, and also he didn't want to take that pressure. He wanted to be happy. He didn't want to bother about the prices coming up and down and the volatility, and he sold it all. And so he was a critic of Bitcoin back then, because a lot of people, according to him, the Bitcoin was not something. I mean, Bitcoin was not gold. Like right now, he says Bitcoin is a digital gold. It wasn't gold then. That otherwise, why would he sell it off? So, he changed his mind. So, like that, you'll see many people who have had a different opinion or maybe critical opinion about Bitcoin, but they change their mind. And in fact, sometimes, honestly, it's very scary to me, because imagine if these kind of people really understand the strength of Bitcoin. These guys are actually whales. They're going to buy in millions and billions. These guys are billionaires. And then that is what happens is the common people, there is no equal distribution of wealth. So sometimes it's good, that some people like Warren Buffett. Imagine Warren Buffett understanding the power of Bitcoin. I think he's going to buy in billions. I don't know how many Bitcoins he's going to buy on the exchange, and all of a sudden you see the different price altogether. So, so sometimes I really feel that it's good that not everybody has understood the power of Bitcoin, because otherwise, I don't know. I mean, would love to hear from you. What do you think about that? Yeah. So the next one is Canada has come up with the KYC and anti-money laundering policies, and these are very, very interesting policy, to be honest. So what kind of regulations have they come in? So this is what it is. I think this is a similar regulations that most of the countries can also bring in. Of course, Canada, Japan, and South Korea has always set examples for all the other countries. So they say that new regulations will treat crypto exchanges and payment processes as money service business. So they are called as MSB. Which requires them to report large transactions. So anything which is above 10,000 Canadian dollars, right? And then, right, they are supposed to be reported. And also a new know your customer KYC threshold set at the transaction of $1,000. So I think they want a KYC only at $1,000. But in India, I think there was a KYC for every small amount. But this is good that anything above $10,000 is supposed to be reported. So basically this way, obviously the anti-money laundering can be avoided, and also any unethical activity can also be avoided. At the same time, the small investor, like normal people, will also get an opportunity to trade, and this is very interesting. So I mean, there are few viewers of this channel who are women, so this is very interesting for you. You will be happy to see this news. So number of women in eyeing in crypto investing has doubled since the start of the year. So yes, I mean, this is a great opportunity. Is what I really truly believe is that we are living into an era of transformation of wealth. Just like there was a transformation of wealth during the steel industry, during the IT, similar, it's the transformation of wealth happening right now with crypto space. So I think women should definitely be a part of this revolution. I know, because it is believed that the wealthiest people are still men. It is men-dominated world, but I think crypto space is great for the women, and it's good to see that numbers are growing. So right now, from 6%, it's gone up to 13%. So there is a still common misconception that cryptocurrency is a game of men, but I don't think that's really true. We definitely want more women also get interested in it, because this is I mean, who doesn't want to take this opportunity of this wealth transformation? So if you're a woman, let me know if you are. Let me know in the comment box below. This is definitely an exciting news. Let me know if you're already investing. And the next one, this is very interesting once again. So 32-year-old billionaire. Now we are talking about the Bitmain guys. So Bitmain was one of the first company which started as a company. They started mining Bitcoin. Not only they were mining Bitcoin, but they also produce mining chip. ASIC miners S9 belongs to them. So they distribute it all across the globe. So the founder of the company Bitmain is Jihan Wu, and he's already a billionaire, as you can see, and very down to earth guy though. And now, interestingly, where everybody is doing an ICO, which is initial coin offering, he is doing an IPO. So he wants to build the company, he wants to grow the company, and he is doing an IPO. So this is a very, very interesting article that I found. One of the biggest, one of Bitmain's biggest competitors, Canuck, has already filed for Hong Kong IPO that people with knowledge of the matter said could raise $1 billion. Uh, yeah, so he is basically raising more money. Maybe he has some great plans. And this is interesting. So one of the country, which is called Marshall Island, has replaced US dollar with its own cryptocurrency. So we keep talking about the national cryptocurrencies, all these these countries will come up with the cryptocurrencies. Well, there is one country which has already come up with the cryptocurrency. I think this would be the second one after the Venezuela, which came up with the petrodollar. That's backed by petrol. That's what they say. I have no clue about whether it's backed or not. But this is another country now called Marshall Island. It's a population of 53,000 people, and now they are coming up with their own cryptocurrencies and they are boycotting US dollar. I wouldn't be surprised that if, I think there are already a few countries which have already boycott US dollar. I mean, there is always a fight between these currencies, country currencies, that, I won't use dollar, and then Chinese will say, no, I don't want to use Chinese dollar, and things like that. But I think that is where the cryptocurrency like Bitcoin and decentralized currency really comes into picture, because they do not belong to any one particular company. They purely dependent on the mathematics and truly decentralized, right? But however, I think this is the second country which has come up with their own cryptocurrency, and they have to say, as a country, we reserve the right to issue a currency in whatever form, whether it's a digital form or fiat form. Now, what is interesting to be seen is whether people are going to be using those cryptocurrencies which is issued by their country, or will they be using Ethereum, Bitcoin, and other decentralized cryptocurrencies. But interesting to see. There's a lot of good news. So a lot of people turning from being critic to being being someone who, like, educated of Bitcoin, like Steve Wozniak, and CFTC really looking into the exchange data as to who really is trying to manipulate the price. And if they really be able to crack it, I'm sure we will have different picture of market altogether in the next 6 months or 1 year. Let me know what you think about the news today and this CFTC. Thank you so much for watching. Hit that like, and I'll see you next time. Take care.